All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali, and we are here every single day to bring you a mindset, skill set, and heart set that can help you move further, faster, with less effort. I'm reporting to you out here from Vegas. You know, uh, uh, Las Vegas, Nevada, but more importantly than that, I'm in a different state of mind. You know what I mean? And what I want to do is invite you this morning to come on and rock with your people, man. We here for you Monday through Friday. Tune in every single morning. Subscribe if you haven't already. I think that'd be a good play. Let them know we in the building, right? Every single morning, this is what we do. And right about now, it's time for you to be checking in. Let them know you are here. Let them know you in the building. Good morning, millionaires. Get this party started, man. Good morning, good morning. Check-in time, y'all. Let them know where you're from. Hey. Hey. Hey, you know the kind of world you live in, man. You can manifest anything you think about. You know that? You know, a lot of times we don't really focus on what we're thinking about. But I dare you this morning, like tell them you ready. You know what I mean? Hey, Rattlers in the house. You know what I'm talking about, Super Dave? Hey, man, what if you start off with an affirmation like, I am ready, right? Right? I am ready. I believe in what I am, right? What if you start off like that? What if you start off with, I believe in what I am, and I believe in my individuality, okay? What if that's how you took it? Kentucky checking in. I love that. I love that. Millionaires, what if you were like, God, give me the wherewithal, right? A universal law, you know, give me the wherewithal. What if you decided that anything you imagine, anything that you can dream of, any reality that you can truly accept as a part of your life exists as a reality, at least in the inner world, and everything we see outside started off in the inner world, right? We're going to go ahead and check in on this line. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, good morning. Okay. Let me call in on this thing. All right. Y'all ain't here for my DJing.
Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of...
Please enter your PIN. Thank you. Please announce yourself. Entry and exit tones are off. All participants are muted.
Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach and somebody who's dedicated to helping you go further, faster, with less effort. 7 days a week, we're right here. So I want to, what's up, Jeff? How you feel this morning, brother? I want to suggest that you check in and kind of like subscribe to the channel, especially on YouTube. I'm getting this bad boy rolling on Clubhouse as well. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Queen. I'm getting this thing rolling on Clubhouse as well. Appreciate that share, Michelle. Do me a favor while I'm setting this up on Clubhouse. Share the broadcast for me real quick. I think that this one is going to be real good for people who are just looking to add to their skill set. You know, some mornings we do skill set. Some mornings we do mindset. Some mornings it's all about the fact that we're here for heart set. I think that that's one of the most important things we cover. That's one of the things that kind of make us a little bit different from a lot of people out here. It's like we real big on that mindset, that skill set, but then also the heart set part, right? But what I want to encourage you to do, is I want to encourage you to get into a place where you're okay getting a little bit better every day. I want you to get into a place where you're okay getting just a little bit better every day. See, magic don't happen in a day. Success doesn't happen in a day. Millionaire success happens in the daily. Does that make sense? So if every day we come together and we just say to ourselves, man, check it out. I'm just going to go just a little bit harder today. You know, I'm going to use just one technique that I picked up yesterday. Everything changes. Okay, Tabitha checking in. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, Emily in the house. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But you know what I mean, Mama Mahasan. Vita Lachey in here. Okay. All right. So check it out, Brenda. Okay, I love it when YouTube start checking in. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's right. Success happens in the daily. Success happens in the daily. So the reason I'm sharing that with you is because at the end of the day, I really feel like we all have a lot of potential in ourselves, and we don't necessarily always utilize it all. And what I want to say now is I think it's time for us to start doing that a little bit more. Who's with me? Who's with me? I feel like it's time for us to use more of our potential. And so what we're going to talk about this morning is a simple way that you can make yourself a lot more influential. A lot of people don't think of it this way, but this ability to be more persuasive is not based around you being all gifted at birth. That's not how it works. What it is you do some of these things naturally because it's perfectly tied into home training. It's perfectly tied into just the laws of being a good person. But the beauty of it is that it's a skill. So that means you can get better at it. So yesterday we started breaking it down a little bit, right? We talked about how you're more persuasive if you make something more specific. You know, we talked about how you're more persuasive when you give a reason. Remember we talked about that? We said you're more persuasive when you give them freedom of choice, or at least the illusion of choice. You remember that? Right? It was like, hey, baby, when you're talking to your daughter, hey, baby, you could wear any of these dresses. From these choices, you know what I mean? The illusion of choice. It's so crazy, man. But you can really block yourself in, not realizing you have options, you know? And that's a whole other training, but it is amazing, like how that works. I'm not even going to go there because we're here to talk about something completely different. But number 4 yesterday we gave was that you could use what we call popular or credible sources, right? We said you could use popular or credible sources. What do we mean by that? What do we mean by that? Popular or credible sources. What do you think that means? We gave the example of Rick Ross coming in like, I think I'm Big Meech, you know, and just all of a sudden being able to bring all the power that man had built up as a crime lord. Okay. And boom, just like that, we instantly attributed it with, well, how can you do that? You can talk about different studies that have proven that your solution works. So you can talk about different statistics that have come out. You can talk about famous people that are using what it is you're using. You can talk about epic viral sorts of success stories, okay, that came from utilizing what it is you do. But that's another way to be persuasive. And then the last one we gave you yesterday was get them small agreements up front. Who's with that? Get those small agreements up front. So with that said, right, today we're going to get started. If you're ready for number 6, give me a share real quick. Good morning, Siobhan. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, my man Terrence in this joint. This is cracking. Laquanda, good morning. Good morning. All right. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. All right. So number 6 then, that I want you to think about this morning is, what if you did more contrast of high to low? They call this anchoring sometimes in the world of marketing and sales, but you can do a lot when you start off with something high and then contrast it with the low level of it. Value is subjective, y'all. It's never about the price. Do you hear me? It's about the value that we associate with whatever it is we're looking to purchase. What's the definition of value then? Value is all about how much more I'm going to receive from this transaction than I have to give up. That's what value is. The amount of value I put into the marketplace is all about how much I put in versus what I take back out. That's value. You become more valuable, you become more powerful. But my question for you this morning is, what? Somebody give me that in the comments. Become more valuable, you become more powerful. Somebody give me that in the comments. That's important. You should jot that down. You should jot that down. That's important. Become more valuable, you become more powerful. That's important. That's a jewel. Check it out. But my question for you this morning is, what happens when you have extreme value, but they don't get it? Well, one thing you can do is you can start off high and then drop the price. Not only is this really good negotiating skill, right? A lot of times when you get into something and you're negotiating, maybe you're negotiating with a strategic alliance, maybe you're negotiating with a contractor that you want to hire, maybe you're negotiating with, some kind of deal for yourself where you're trading on your own intellectual property. Regardless, you are more persuasive when you contrast high to low. You are more persuasive when you contrast. Let's say that your product costs $200 and it's part of a course that costs $2,000 and you're trying to get your job to pay for it, right? The workshop costs $200, the whole course $2,000. In your head, all you really want to do is take the course. Maybe what you do, even though your boss would never allow you to do the full course, right, is you start off with the full course anyway. You try to sell him on the whole $2,000 program anyway. And as he puts up his best resistance to your best approaches, you all of a sudden say, okay, well, what about if we just do this one? Now he's like, sold. And it all worked because you started off high and then broke it down to low. Am I making sense to somebody? Same thing with your pricing. It's very important that, one, you create enough value in the package where you can do what I'm suggesting, right? That's one thing that's super important. But then second to that, what else is really cool is if you go ahead and make it clear about all the value you got in your package. You see the difference? It's one thing for you to have 24-hour on-call service for them, right? Like, let's say you have a home-based business even, right? And you're telling them, oh, I'm going to be available for you. I'm available for all of my teammates. I'm available for all of my clients from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Well, what is that worth? You know what I mean? Maybe you make $50 an hour. Okay, that's a $600 value then, right? They've got an on-call financial professional. They got an on-call wellness professional, 12 hours. And now I'm just giving an example. You don't have to use that example. But my point is, you become more valuable. You become more powerful. So what if you laid out all of these pieces that are laid out in your package and what the value is? What if that value turns out to be $10,000 of value, even though you're only asking $995? That just made you more persuasive. Am I making sense? If that makes sense, somebody say, go from high to low. Somebody say, go from high to low. Contrast from high to low. Can somebody give me that? Contrast from high to low. Contrast from high to low. Yeah, you better, Josh. You better. Straight up, bro. Straight up. And we have a whole training in the Kaizen Academy on sales triggers, right? All my Kaizenites already know that thing is like a 3-hour class. It comes with a whole workbook. That's not what we're doing this particular weekend. But if you want to get involved with the email list, what I suggest you do is at least go to wearemillionaireminded.com and join that email list. It's always good game coming out in that thing. It's always good game coming out in that thing. All right, here's tip number 7 I got for you. Here's the 7th way I got for you to be more persuasive. Here's the 7th way I got for you to be more persuasive, right? Millionaires, check it out. You need to take advantage of the fact that everybody has FOMO. You guys heard of FOMO? You guys heard of FOMO? FOMO? Anybody familiar with that term? That's called the fear of missing out. The fear of missing out. Millionaires, you got to start taking advantage of the fear of missing out. What do I mean by that? What do you think I mean by that? Check it out. If you were to call Elon Musk, right? If you were to call Elon Musk and say to him, hey, check it out. I have an idea for you. I know how we can make you $1 million. Well, Elon Musk is a multi-billionaire, right? Elon Musk is going to be like, how did you get my phone number? You hear me? But let's just say you call him up instead and say, hey, man, I see how, one of your companies is losing $1 million. All of a sudden, he's like, tell me more, right? And Elon Musk might be a bad example because he actually seems like he doesn't really care about money in general. So that's a whole wild thing in itself, okay? But my point is, we're not rational, y'all. And you can use this to become more persuasive. FOMO is fear of missing out. We're not rational. We all have a bias in us, and it's an inherent bias, right? It's caught up in us. It's almost like we have this bias in us towards fairness. It's all about fairness to us, even if it costs us. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Let's say your boss gives your coworker $20 and says that he can only have it if he offers you some. You with me? However, your colleague gets to decide how much. How would you feel if they only offered you $2? How would you feel? You'd probably be mad. You'd probably get kind of like, you feel some type of way, even though that doesn't make rational sense. You're getting $2 for nothing, right? But because he decided to keep 18, there's a good chance that you'll reject the completely free, no strings attached money. It's free money. Millionaires, what I'm saying is we're so irrational, right? That even if we win, if it feels like a loss, we might reject it. I hope you're catching this morning. Share this with an entrepreneur. Ping somebody into the room, right? If you know somebody needed to hear that. Millionaires, we have a bias in our brain. We're not rational, y'all. If we were rational, we'd be like, that's free money. But we have a fear of missing out. Therefore, like what am I teaching you with this morning? What I'm saying is to you, it's important to put yourself in a perceived losing position and others in a perceived winning position if you want more influence. Appreciate that, Miss Watson. Thank you, Vivian. Appreciate that for sharing it. Appreciate that for sharing it. Is somebody hearing me? Now, it also can work if it's win-win. It could also work if it's win-win. But what I'm saying is this morning, because we all heard about win-win, what I'm saying is you darn near need to create the perception that you're losing. You darn near need to create the perception like, check it out. This ain't even right. And then that helps you add a scarcity and urgency and all of those other basic stuff that any trainer will teach you. But I'm trying to give you that stuff that's a little bit more nuanced, right? Win-win is one level. But I'm saying if you want more influence, make it clear that you're damn near losing out on the deal. You hear me? Pack that thing with so much value that you're almost giving it away. $5 is so expensive for a pencil. But my God, $5 is nothing for a Ferrari. All I'm saying is maybe you should look at the value you're putting in the game and see if you can't ramp it up a little bit more so it's clear how much blood, sweat, and tears you poured into this and how you're almost losing in the deal. Or at the very least, they are super coming out on top. Here's the eighth one I got for you. Tell more stories, y'all. Tell more stories. You know, one of the most powerful stories you can tell, right? Because everybody knows facts tell, stories sell. We all know that. We good. But you know, one of the most powerful stories you can tell? You want to know what? The origin story. Tell a good origin story, y'all. Learn to tell a good origin story. There's a reason why, when you're watching these superhero stories and all of that, you always get this vibe like, oh man, how did this character start off? Or what drove them? Oh, it was the fact he lost his parents, or oh, it was the fact that he jumped out there and got bit by this spider, but before that he was this nerd that was getting bullied all the time, and then he said to himself, no, I'm gonna change everything, right? Millionaires, there's this desire that we all have in us, okay, to know where we come from. This relates to objects too, right? But the whole thing is, as long as the story is told well, right? As long as the story is told where it shows some kind of achievement, we can't help but be drawn in, because in some way in our life, we've achieved something too. Maybe it was just learning to walk. But my God, if you will just have more appreciation for what you've been through, and if you will just learn to communicate that in a way that other people can learn the same lessons that you picked up, but you're able to save them some time and then entertain them with your failures along the way, my God, you're going to increase your persuasiveness. Some of you need to spend some time just writing out your story. Some of you need to spend some time with a voice recorder and just talk your story out. Talk it out with yourself. Ask yourself how you're feeling. Ask yourself how you got here. Talk to yourself about the pivotal moments in your life. Where did it all happen? Where did it all change? After it changed, what came along and hit you as a roadblock, right? How did you get over that? How did you come to make the decision that you're currently living proof of? Millionaires, you got to learn to tell more stories. We love sharing how we got a great price somewhere. We love talking about how we got this last deal. We love remembering how our quick thinking made it happen. But guess what? We love hearing it when you tell us about what happened with you too. Ain't that something, y'all? And here's what else is crazy. The deeper the story you tell, the closer you can get to an origin, the more powerful it becomes. When you add a sense of history, it always... Man, there's this cologne I like called Creed, right? Man, you open up this box, you pull out this little thing, and there's a whole little pamphlet on the history of the House of Creed and how they used to, give sense to the kings of this country and the queens of this country. You get what I'm saying? So now the story has more depth. Now it has more credibility. Am I making sense? And a story that started 150 years ago is always going to be more powerful than a story that started last week. You get what I'm saying? I'm just giving you nuances this morning. Is this helping? Somebody say, stories sell. Facts tell, but stories sell, y'all. If you're ready for the next one, give me a facts tell, but stories sell. Give me a facts tell, but stories sell, and then give us a share. Yeah, good morning, Queen. I'm glad you made it. Glad you made it. Give us a facts tell, but stories sell. If you're listening on Clubhouse, wow, Vivian, that's dope. That's dope. Ain't it beautiful when the universe comes along and confirms? That's right, Jeff. That's right, Jeff. That's right. That's right. Yeah, Josh. Ain't it interesting when the universe comes along and just confirms? Ain't that interesting, y'all? Here's number 9. Here's the 9th one I got for you. Again, if you missed 1 through 5, just subscribe to the YouTube Millionaire Minded TV. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's Millionaire Minded TV, and we'll catch you up. But check this out, y'all. I'm gonna give you another one. This is number 9. Attractiveness matters. Attractiveness matters. Attractiveness matters. Attractiveness matters. You hear me? Attractiveness matters. What do I mean by that? Attractive people are more influential. Attractive people are more influential. Tell them, D. George. Check it out, man. They've been study after study that's proven this, but you already knew this because you've walked into a retail establishment before, right? Attractiveness is the word because it's the word. I mean, literally, what are we saying when we're saying something's attractive? Millionaires, are you doing everything you can to make yourself attractive? Everything you do and don't do matters. You ever thought about that? Therefore, anything you can do to make yourself more attractive is going to work in your favor. Now, we've talked about making the product and the service more attractive. We've talked about packing on more value. But what I'm saying is, what if you consider the presentation of it? Huh? Everybody, even the people that say it don't matter, prefer the attractive over the less attractive. I know you like, duh, Haziq, that's common sense. But I bet you if we looked at the way you carrying things, we could find out common sense ain't all that common. Even with a book, y'all, they always be like, don't judge a book by the cover, right? But check it out. Even though you're real interested in the text, we're all really interested in the text. If this one has a pretty cover or this one has pictures inside it, you're going to prefer that one. I mean, unless you're just way more evolved, you know, than me. You know, I ain't judging all of y'all saying y'all all got to be like me, but I know that's how I operate. I know that's how, you know, society has proven things operate. I know even every magazine, man, I must be getting older because I remember when magazines had articles. Y'all ever stood in line at the checkout and picked up a magazine? It's insane. It's nothing but pictures. It's crazy. So I'm just pointing that out, y'all. What can you do to make yourself more attractive? What can you do to increase your vocabulary? That makes you more attractive. What can you do to maybe look at the style, right? Your brand. Like, what kind of style are you working with, fellas? You know, a lot of times the ladies do a lot better with us on this, but you know, what kind of brand image are you putting out there, right? Like what are you doing to make yourself more attractive? What about your hygiene? You know, are you making sure that you're clipping your nails and stuff? I'm talking to the fellas right now, because sometimes we, you know, what are you doing to, you know, make sure, you know, maybe there's an accessory or two you can add to your wardrobe. Maybe you can play with wearing a hat every now and then, you know, and I don't mean a fitted cap, right? I don't mean like a dad cap. I'm saying maybe you try a nice brim. You know, what can you do to just make yourself stand out a little bit more? Maybe a nice cologne. Maybe you can pick up a signature scent. You know, they got some scents out there that might cost you a couple of dollars, but now you know ain't nobody else gonna smell like you, right? What can you do to really work on your attractiveness, right? I got one more for you and we gone. Number 10, y'all. And I kind of alluded to this one a little bit earlier, you know, but urgency, y'all, create urgency. Do you know the difference between pressure and urgency? Everybody know the difference between pressure and urgency? A lot of people never talk about this, right? But there's a big difference between pressure and urgency. And to me, the main difference is that pressure is when I keep on pressing you out because of what's in it for me. And urgency is when I'm pressing you out according to what's in it for you. Pressure is when I'm focused on what's in it for me. Oh man, you know, I hope they buy this because I really got to pay my rent. Urgency is, oh, listen, man, I'm so glad I got you. You know, there's 2 more tickets left. Did you still want to come to this event? That's a little bit different because now we're clicking in with that FOMO, right? Now we're clicking in with that fear of missing out. I'm going to tell you something, y'all. I'm going to tell you something. We all want what we can't have. That was the second temptation of the devil, right? If we talk about Adam and Eve and this whole parable of how we get taken off track and how we get kicked out of heaven. That was the second. Ain't that something? It's like what you can't have. You know, I always tell people that, like, You know, that whole idea of you I don't care what it is. If you want to gain more respect, if you want to gain more power, you have to be willing to create that fear of missing out. Millionaires, we always want what we can't have. And if you will limit the time period of an offer, or you'll restrict the supply, you'll automatically increase people's, you'll automatically increase the seduction value, the attraction value. If you say they can still do it, but all of a sudden they can't get this part of the offer, right? This part of the offer is going away. Because, oh, you know, this special class is only limited to the people that sign up today because the class is going on tomorrow. You know, if you buy this package, this Q&A session I set up, like, let's say I sell nutritional products, right? And I've got a Q&A session with the top personal trainers that are all based around getting rid of belly fat, right? I've got a special Q&A with 3 of the top trainers in the world that all specialize, but the Q&A is going down on Friday. And so if you want to be involved with that, you'll still be able to buy the product anytime. But if you want to also be involved with the Q&A, where we're doing this panel discussion, you may want to go ahead and purchase before Friday. See what I mean? Now, it's not like I limited the supply, because sometimes it's you can't limit your supply. You're trapped in something where your company has its own sort of product or service, and it is what it is. But what we're talking about right now is you being millionaire minded. That means you're always looking to create more value, right? You're always looking to see, what does my perfect customer need and how can I give that to them, right? So that means you can limit the time, you can limit the supply, you can limit the value for anything. It can be a product, it can be a service. You can state up front that your time is limited, right? You can be like, listen, I got 17 minutes and 35 seconds. All of a sudden, that conversation is more valuable. Am I making sense, y'all? All right, it's affirmations. I gave you 5 today. I gave you 5 yesterday. That's 10 total. Tomorrow's free coaching Friday. You can email us your questions. It seems like you guys prefer that a lot. I feel like you feel like you're on the spot when we have you text it in the comments on YouTube, or we have you speak up on the Millionaire Mind line. I think somebody feels like they're on the spot. So you can email them in. Just hit up millionaireminded.com, join the email list, and then just respond to the emails, man. And you can ask your questions for Free Coaching Friday tomorrow. Last night on Obsessed with Success, we did this special training on influencing the influencers. We even went through a little bit of the 48 Laws of Power. So if you want to stop missing all this stuff, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's Millionaire Minded TV. Millionaire Minded TV. That's going to do it for us. It is the top of the hour. Repeat after me, millionaire.